I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call to order the Wickliffe City Council meeting of October 28, 2024. Sandy, please call the roll.
Taylor.
Here.
Karnstein.
Here.
Jaworski.
Here.
Kowski. Here. Levon.
Here.
Saloto. Here. Thielman.
Here.
Approval of council minutes. Councilman Gerstein.
Make a motion, we approve the city council minutes of October 14th, 2024.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Hartstein, second by Councilman Thielman, that the council meeting minutes of October 14th, 2024 be approved as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Taylor.
Yes.
Karnstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski. Yes. Levon.
Yes.
Saloto. Yes. Thielman.
Yes.
Reports and communications from the Mayor, Safety Director.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. Lots going on, but really not a lot new, so I'm going to give updates on a couple questions I get asked a lot. Circle K, financing will be wrapped up by the end of the week, and then building will be shortly after that. So I would say by the end of November, the build will start happening. Don Tequila. That's a big one I get questioned on. They're waiting on some kitchen equipment and then inspections from the health department, fire department, planning to open mid to the end of December. And then the golf course, Green Ridge. So when I first took office, one of my priorities was Green Ridge Golf Course. We own a golf course, let's take pride in it. And it was neglected for years. And I knew that this was gonna be a multi-year project. I knew that it was just way too expensive to address everything in the first year. So the golf course manager told me his biggest priorities were the irrigation, which we're working on that, and the cart path, the cart path. So to do the whole cart path around the whole place would cost hundreds of thousands. So my goal, and I mentioned it about a year and a half ago, that I was gonna do sections at a time. A little bit here, a little bit there. So they did one last year, and then this year they did a section. It looks so nice around hole 5 and hole 6, and it came under. So as the mayor, I can approve purchases without going to council that are under. Well, last year it was $25,000, and then it changed. And the cart path last year was around $24,000. And then it changed this year. I can go up to $37,000. So that's where I thought I was going to be. But no, it came in again at $24,000. So I just wanted to thank the contractors. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I wanted to let you guys know that. And thank you. That's all I have.
Councilwoman Kowski.
Okay, I took a little ride last week and took a look at the golf course as a whole. I would say you do not need to put a path around the entire course, just like low spots. I would recommend doing something like there's kind of a high curb on from the concrete to the ground, that maybe there's some way to angle it so you're not falling off of the side. There's some holes that need to be filled. I do not like filling them with gravel. That gravel is hard to get traction. But on the eastern side of the course, there's some pretty deep ruts.
Yeah.
And that poor back of the course is like a desert back there. It's like a big sand trap.
All the water will be addressed a lot earlier next year, and we kind of came up with a plan so they don't have to worry about any, dry drains.
Councilman Jaworski.
Mr. Mayor, what is the plan for the irrigation system for the golf course? Because I mean,
Well,
from the pictures I've seen, it's abysmal, and I wouldn't golf on that.
Right. So CT's got, Pete, you could kind of tell them the plan. The dredging was the first.
Dredging is the first step, which was actually part of my report. Contractors going to be mobilizing this week and starting construction hopefully next week. But once we have a water source, the cost to put in an irrigation line is very high. So we're just looking at different options on how to do it in phases, just like the sidewalk is to do it, be able to do it in phases so that ultimately it'll work out great. Maybe some of these phases can be done in-house. We'll just have to see what we're willing to do. So that's just being worked out. It's just very, very expensive. I think I have that in my report. The cost, the estimated cost to do the entire course.
But it's never looked as bad as it
3.5
does
million.
now.
So we're looking at how to find funding and or to do it in phases. I'm sorry.
It's never looked as bad as it does now. What's the difference?
I don't know. We've always had some type of watering system there and it's still working, you know.
Do they
Just-
use it at all?
I believe they do. Just for the greens, it's not on the fairways though. So,
I don't know, it's in really bad shape. Have you been out on it?
yes, yes.
Recently?
Not in the last couple of months, no.
You need to go.
I will. I'm gonna be meeting the contractor there next week.
Are they, I'm sorry, this is out of order, but
Councilwoman Koski.
are they going to be able to still play the course if they're dredging?
Yes.
Because the weather is going to be fantastic and it's going to be,
Yes. We'll just have to shut that hole down. Just, that was the plan from the beginning.
sorry.
Councilman Jaworski.
My concern is this, that we're gonna lose that golf course with the condition it's in and the lack of water in certain aspects of it.
Any further? Councilman Bella.
I think there's a, major lack of water this year. We had some major storms, but it's just all runoff. The fairways are, they need grassing, but you also have to have rain. That's why a lot of the course is dried out. Yes, we need, like we talked about, in phases, the greens, that's the main thing. Once you lose a green, it's gonna cost a lot of money. So hopefully, by dredging it, getting the greens going, everything will be fine.
My apologies, I said 3.5. That's what it costs to do Blackbrook Golf Course, which is an 18-hole course. My estimate is 1 million for the green.
Councilwoman Saloto.
Yeah, I mean, that number you threw out was pretty high.
I
No,
glanced down and I saw 3.5, but.
But nevertheless, a million is a lot
A million
too.
is still-
So is there anything we could do, like, to kind of, I don't know, address it in some other way than a full irrigation system? I mean, can we get water to it some other way, or piecemeal, or, no?
There is an irrigation system there now. I mean, it's
Right.
getting water to the greens. There was some problems with having to do some repairs, I think, earlier this spring, but
Right.
once that was resolved, I mean, we do have water. It's just, maybe it's the dryness. I know those guys are going out there with, whenever they can with 5-gallon buckets and just dumping them on the
Right,
ground, trying
right.
to keep things water.
You also got them a tank for the back of a gator,
Yeah.
so it'd be easier for them to get water source to the greens. I addressed that a few months ago. I mean, it's helping until we get something in place, but this is, again, something that should have, years of just pushing it down the road.
No one's come to this body with a number asking for something to be done.
All right.
Any further questions or comments to the mayor, city director, Councilman Hartstein?
I'd like to say one statement about the golf course. I would hope that if council members have time to drive to the golf course and go upstairs to the location where they would like to, we discussed in the finance meeting about the plan to put a golf simulator upstairs. I would hope council would take the time to go upstairs and look at the condition of the upstairs of the golf course before council decides to sink any money into the upstairs of that room when we're sitting down here talking about where we're gonna find money to irrigate a golf course that is way more important to get the golf course playable than it is to have a golf simulator upstairs there. I hope you guys take time, before we go into finance for capital improvements, take the time to go up there and look. I know Councilwoman Koski and myself went there this week and looked at it. It's pretty rough up there before we decide to stick money up there. That's all I would ask council, to take time to go up there and look before we go to capital.
Mayor?
Yeah, that money will be made back in a year. I already got people with leagues that want to do it. It's gonna take work, and I always knew it was gonna take
I
work.
just asked the council members, Mayor.
Oh, absolutely.
to
I
take
know
a
you're
look
not,
at-
you, yeah, got it.
Before we sink money in there, our council should take the time to drive up there and go upstairs and see what they're investing the city taxpayers' money on.
Absolutely, but again, like I said before, it's not something that's gonna lose money.
Any more questions or comments for the Mayor, Safety Director? Councilwoman Saloto?
Not to belabor this discussion, but I did have a question. So the upstairs of that, what's that
Clubhouse.
called? Clubhouse, that's the word. The clubhouse is in bad shape, as in it's structurally not able to be done, or it just needs like, paint and woodworking and
Flooring.
flooring? Okay. Not $1 million worth, but definitely some money, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to stop by if I can, but I think I have a picture of what the problem is. But I'm just thinking, again, this is our golf course. We don't wanna lose this golf course. The clubhouse is important to the golf course. If we can add something that would be attractive to the citizens, I don't have a problem with that. But the bigger issue, obviously, is we're not gonna have a golf course if we don't fix this other situation, which is substantially more expensive.
It may not just be water. I mean, I'll look into the greens. It may be a chinch bug thing or something.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
It's not? Okay.
So, all right, but we're not discussing that golf simulator until at least next year. So you have a couple months before you guys go up there and look at it, according to what
Okay, thanks.
Councilman Hardstein had mentioned. Any further questions or comments for the Mayor, Safety Director? Thank you, Mayor. Reports and communications from the Director of Law.
Nothing to report, Council President.
Any questions or comments for the Law Director? Councilman Hardstein.
Law Director, I received a phone call, and I had talked to Chief Bush about this during the week. We have a resident on Luxona who, Willoughby Hills allows deer hunting by bow and arrow in Willoughby Hills. And I'm pretty sure part of their ordinance was you had to get the residents around you in Willoughby Hills had to be permission or sign off the fact that you were hunting as a neighbor. So I'd like to request that, can you contact Willoughby Hills? I mean, if they made an ordinance to protect their residents, I think the residents of Wickliffe that join Willoughby Hills should have the same concerns about bow hunting right up against their edge of their property also.
I would agree. I'll work with Chief Bush and the Willoughby Hills Law Director and Chief, get it figured out.
Can I ask a quick question, Chief Bush? I thought were you able to reach out to the Willoughby Hills Police Chief? I thought that was,
As soon as he contacted me, I was sitting next to him.
okay,
I showed him the email.
Yep.
He said he would talk to his law director,
okay.
and they'll try to work something out. He didn't seem too concerned on it due to the fact that there hasn't been an incident yet happen with a deer that had run onto this lady's property after it was shot. So how serious Willoughby Hills is going to take it, that's out of our control right now.
Understood. Do you want to make sure?
They are aware of it though.
Okay.
I'll call over there tomorrow.
Right. Councilwoman Saloto?
And just because I happen to grow up there on Delaware Street, a couple of the neighbors have expressed concern that
Oh,
there's
I'm
going
sure.
to be deer hunting in
Yeah.
their backyard. So,
Sure.
and there's a lot of deer and deer families,
Yes.
and people are attached to their deer, and they also don't want arrows flying around in their backyard. So I don't know if we.
And I get it, they don't want to see that either. I mean, but there, like you said, there's a lot of deer up there.
There is. I mean, I have
So,
a deer
you
family.
gotta-
I don't want to see that happen.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a balancing thing, you know.
Right, but these are homes and.
I know.
Yeah, okay. Backyards, kids play,
Yeah.
kind of thing, okay.
Any further questions or comments for the Law Director? Thank you, Jeremy. Communications from Council President? I have none. Any amendments or additions to the agenda? Seeing none, move on to administrators. Police Chief Bush.
Thank you, Council President Levon. I have nothing further to add.
Any questions or comments for the Police Chief? Hey, Chief. Fire Chief Grossman.
Thank you, Council President Vaughn. I just want to comment that we started day one of a 3-day honor guard training academy that's being put on by the firefighter local. So So Captain Mahalik, so, he did a lot of work on his off time to get this coordinated, and wanted a special shout out to Phil Rubin and CPL. They have hosted this and provide a tremendous resource that many communities, most communities do not have, with the chapel and the CPL facilities, everything that we can train in and practice in and use. So it's really great, and it brings in over 40 different law enforcement and firefighters from Northeast Ohio to come to Wickliffe and see how great this city is, and the support that we have from a member like CPL. So I just wanted to make mention of that, and that'll be going through Wednesday this week. Got nothing else.
Any questions or comments for the fire chief? Councilman Hartstein.
Chief, is Green Vision still closed down? I mean,
Yes, we have a re-inspection scheduled for Wednesday.
all right, thank you.
Any further questions or comments for the fire chief? Thank you, Chief. Finance Director Hunter.
Thank you, Council President. On the agenda today are healthcare rates. I just want to mention that medical rates are increasing 6.5%. Dental are increasing 5%. It was 5.5%, but as of Friday, it is now lowered to 5%. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for the Finance Director? Thank you, Ms. Hunter. Engineer Formica.
Thank you, Council President. I have nothing more to add.
Any questions or comments for the city engineer? Councilman Hartstein.
So Pete, have you seen the photos from the two catch basins on Lexona?
Yes.
Are they being addressed?
We can have that taken care of. That was not part of the original road program, Councilman, but we can have that taken care of.
Which one? You're talking about the one that is just in the ditch with the...
The two, yes, in the ditch.
Well, the one was part of the road program because that's part of the new road.
Okay, he's talking in the cul-de-sac.
Yes.
The one that has the water.
Yes.
I sent two photos to,
Yes.
one where the water is not running towards the new catch basin, and one catch basin that's just sitting in the ditch.
Okay.
Right? That's,
Okay.
right,
Yes.
so the one is obviously a road problem, a new road problem.
That's on the punch list.
Okay.
To be taken care of. The other one, I thought there were two of them that were in the ditch. I thought that's what you were referring to.
No, I was only sent, the residents sent me those and asked me if I knew what was going on with the one in the ditch and the one that wasn't, obviously, water going to it.
Okay.
So are those being addressed?
They're on the punch list for the contractor to take care of.
Okay.
I had photos from my inspector, of a puddle there right after a rainstorm. So whether it's holding water is another question, but I understand that there's a catch basin that's relatively high, needs to be lowered.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilman Jaworski.
To follow up on that, Pete, for, in particular, the issue with the pavement on the cul-de-sac where it's retaining water, you say punch list. Does that mean that the city's gonna have to pay for any, so that's coming out of the contract?
The contractor needs to take care of that before it gets paid in full. I have a 6-page long punch list of pretty much puddles throughout all the paving that they performed this summer that needs to be fixed, needs to be ironed out, whatever it takes for them to get it so that we don't have large puddles.
Is this an issue of the contractor performing poor work?
In some cases, yes. In other cases, we stood there right with the contractor on Francis Drive in the cul-de-sac, putting level on it with the contractor while the asphalt was still soft, and said, okay, this is all gonna drain this way. They rolled it, and said, "Look, we got a puddle right there." It's like, sometimes it's just the rolling, whatnot, because it's relatively flat, a relatively flat area. I'd have to look at it to tell you, yes, that's poor workmanship, or it's just a function of the asphalt. So.
The other thing that bothers me, and Councilman Hartstein kind of talked about this, was the catch basin. And here in Wickliffe, we over the years have strived, Pete, to do better with our streets, to make them better than they were. And it bugs me that while I understand it was just basically redoing the street that was there, that no effort was made to at least make sure that that water's going down into those catch basins on the side that were just off of the street.
The catch basin we're talking about in the cul-de-sac yes, there should have been more of a crown in that cul-de-sac for the water to get to the catch basin. You can see the roller mark right down the middle, and it should have been more crowned so that the water will go there.
Right, but I'm
Yes.
referring to the one that was about a foot, foot and a half, maybe 2 feet away from the edge of the street.
That's in the ditch, right. That catch basin, we did not put in the road program because it's still an unimproved street. That catch basin was installed with the intent of someday we'll put a curbed street in there and that'll be raised to grade and used. So when I saw that casting, we can change that casting out. It'll cost $400. I'll come do it. You can have to do it. It's not a problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Bala?
Speaking of punch lists,
Yes, sir.
I mean, all this stuff should be fixed by the first of the year, right? Most likely.
Most likely, yes. If they don't get paid.
Okay.
That's all.
Any further questions or comments for the city engineer? Thank you, Pete. Service Director Strasser.
Thank you, Council President. The only thing I really have is, Pete, you did pass out that hand.
Yes, sir.
You guys just take a look at our 2025 roads. Pete and I and Dave, I'll spend some time looking at the 2025 road program. We'll talk about that obviously for the capital, but I just want to make sure you guys all got it and take a look at it. That's it. Thank you.
And Councilwoman Koski.
I have a question. What is going on with that, the orange snow fence that's all along the homes on the 300th side of Orlando Park?
It's finished now.
What?
It's all down, isn't it? The fence is all down. There's a new fence installed.
Okay.
We put that snow fence up just temporarily so the residents would have some type of a
Okay.
barrier between the park.
Okay.
That section of fence from the walkway over to the one end of the park along 300th Street the new fence is completed.
Okay.
And there was one left gate. One person opted for a gate and that's installed as well.
Okay,
as of
all right,
today.
thank you.
Councilman Hartstein.
Well, Ron, this is your last council meeting, so you don't have to sit in the hot seat anymore. So I want to thank you for the projects that we've worked on, especially the last one. I even called Wendy at CEI to try to get the lights on at the cemetery for you as a going away gift, and she tried, but she didn't pull it off. So we were trying to get the lights. I was trying to get the lights on at the cemetery for you so you could see your last project lit up before you left. So
We'll get it.
thank you for all the work and all the years of service. And thanks especially at the cemetery from taking the Provo house down and putting it up the way it was. It's a great job and I appreciate all the work and hopefully everything will work out okay. So
Thank
good
you.
luck on your retirement, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, so as far as Pete had passed this out, you brought it up, Mr. Strasser, the 2025 payment improvement and infrastructure projects, we're going to put that in the improvement committee to discuss at a future date. Any other questions or comments for the service director? Thank you, Rob. Building Commissioner Sack.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I just have one thing. The storefront grant program ends. The applications have to be in Thursday. We've received, I think, about 7 of them. And we'll go through them, and the mayor and I, and we'll go through that, and we'll see what's what with all of them. That's all I have to report.
Just can you remind would we put $50,000 into that?
50, yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments for the building commissioner? Thank you, Ray. Recreation Director, stop.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. Just one comment to make. We have begun to accept applications for the Senior Citizen Program Coordinator position. And we will, if you have anyone who's interested, the application's online and it should be sent my way. So that is it.
Is there a specific cutoff date on putting those, that in?
Not a specific cutoff date. We're accepting them with the intent that the current person will be able to train them by the end of the year, and we'll be able to go forward with the new program coordinator January 1st on their own.
So what is your expected, what's your best case scenario hire date? End of November?
End of November, yeah.
Any questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Thank you, Tim. I'll now open the floor for audience participation. If anyone would like to address Wickliffe City Council, please stand, state your name and address for the clerk's record. Since these meetings are being recorded, she has a microphone that can be used. Each person will have a 5-minute maximum amount of time. Would anyone like to address Wickliffe City Council?
I'd like to.
Can you just take this microphone from her?
Do I have to have the?
Yeah, because it's being recorded, it's on video.
Okay. So my name's Nick Mayer. I bought AutoNations East. And I want to tell you a story about how this came about. I own the Mayfield Ford Lincoln store, and I want to move the store. So when I bought land on Alpha to build a new Ford store, AutoNations protested. And so I aggressively pursued AutoNations, but Ford did not want me to keep it open. So I called the mayor, and I was asking, like, what can I do with the property? Because Ford does not want this property kept open. And he kept on, the mayor was pretty sharp. He kept on going, why don't you just leave it a car dealership? And I go, but you don't understand. They sell no cars. There's no service. And so over time, I had figured things out to where the land is worthless without a Ford store there. So I was able to buy the dealership, and I convinced Ford to allow us to stay there, as a full-blown Ford store. So I'm still building a 30,000, I was going to build a 60,000 square foot facility on Alpha. Now I'm building a 30,000 square foot, and I'm keeping this. So we should have this place cranking back up to 100 employees here soon. And so the people that bought the bowling alley, I just met with today, and we're going to pave the driveway. They're putting in a $2.5 million renovation project. I'm putting in a $2.5 million renovation project, fixing 170 lights for $250,000 as we speak, redoing the used car lot to be a commercial center. And if we pave the street, we would like you guys to take over the street and maintain it, and it be yours. So that's what I'm asking for, with your permission. So.
I guess we'd have to discuss that. Is it good? Councilwoman Soldier,
I
something to
just
say?
had a question. So pave the street between the bowling alley and...
Yeah, from Euclid, the old McDonald's that drives down, that's currently mine, and the bowling alley.
Right.
And that's a company called Auctions Online. Great guys, entrepreneurs, and we're putting in a ton of money. We don't want to maintain the street. We will pave it. We already have pricing. We already agreed on the price. It's going to be done in the spring. But we would love Wickliffe to join us in a partnership and take that over for us.
Thank you.
So, please. We don't want to plow. We just want to sell cars.
Ron?
Yeah, it was brought to my attention, the mayor asked me, what we thought we could do. I certainly am not against the city maintaining the street as far as for snow removal and plowing, and even maybe like light asphalt repairs and stuff like that, which is going to get repaved. If you were going to go to the next step, it would be a lot of legalities involved, because now you're talking right of way. Pete and I discussed this. You're talking, they would have to do the road to the city of Wickliffe's engineer specs, things like that. But I certainly don't have no problem with us at least maintaining salting the road, especially that hillside. I mean, we've gotten call after call after call over the years that the cars can't get up that hill in the wintertime because AutoNation's snowplow guys weren't quick enough to get there and respond. So I would have no problem with doing that. That's just my personal opinion. It's up to you guys to decide, but it wouldn't add that much of a burden or that much of a cost for us to maintain that, and even do, like I said, minor asphalt repairs or stuff like that. If you want to go to the next step, that's totally up to you guys. Because you got water lines, you got sewer lines that run through there, you got, there's a whole bunch of different things that come into play when that, and that they really didn't even come to light until just recently.
Right, and I agree, but I think we have to have the law director definitely look into this and see what we can do. I mean, if we only do this plowing that,
Yeah.
What about future maintenance of the road and all the other stuff that goes with it? So
Correct.
it's-
That's why I
there's a
said-
lot of that too.
There's a lot of that. That's why I said there's some type of a maintenance agreement you could come up with, an easement to maintain the road and stuff like that, and then maybe have something where this, if by guys hit a curb or something like that, they would have to share the cost of repairing, something like that, I don't know. But there's definitely, I do believe that that road should have never been put in without being a dedicated street in the first place, but that was way back when. But that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll have our water director look into it and then present to us what he thinks is best case scenario, and we'll, as a body, we'll meet on that and let you guys know.
All right, cool.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to address Wickliffe City Council? Would anyone else like to address Wickliffe City Council? If not, we'll mark audience participation closed. Committee reports. The Finance Committee met on October 21st, 2024. Called to order at 7 p.m. to discuss the 2025 temporary budget. Present, Bala, Gerhardstein, Jaworski, Koski, Levon, Sloto, excuse Thielman. Also present, Sakis, Strouser, Hunter, Sack, Stop, Grossman, Krovchak. Mayor Sakis presented the 2025 temporary budget. He mentioned that the police would like to replace 3 cars in 2025. It could be 2 and an engine replacement in their third. All administrators came in with proposal equal or under the budget so far in 2024. Finance Director Hunter believes the administration delivered on the feedback they received from the committee last year, and the temporary budget is an outlook of just the first 3 months of the fiscal year, and it is not representative of the entire year. Councilman Jaworski asked about the salaries in the service department. He was told that the salary of the new service director will be what Dave Kropchak will make in 2025, and that the proposed budget for the assistant service director is what the mayor would offer for that open position. Service Director Strouser advised that he is confident that we have enough money in the overtime line item as in the first 3 months of the year. Kropchak also agreed. Councilman Gerhardstein is in favor of Councilman Gerhardstein he is in favor of the lease program that we utilize, but believes the vehicles for the fire and police departments are a waste as they just sit behind the building. Strouser advised that 5 vehicles is the minimum amount the city's allowed for the program. Gerhardstein said that it would be best if they were all used by the service department. Gerhardstein also inquired what the general government line item being more than 25% of what the administration is asking for all of 2025. Hunter indicated that the bulk of the money was for the True Line CRA bulk payment to the school. Jaworski believes we need to look at how much we spend on codification of our ordinances. He feels there has to be other companies that can perform this task at better rates and with better customer service. He's hoping the law director knows of other sources. Councilwoman Koski questioned of $6,000 in the July 4th firework line item. Sekis advised that we get most of that back in donations. Gerhardstein asked about the money in the educational differential line item, as it seems that the majority of it was being proposed in the temporary budget. Hunter stated that the bulk of that is for the payouts to our employees for certifications or degrees in the union contract that happens on February 1st of each year. Jaworski inquired if we are fully staffed in the police department. Sekis said we are not, but a lot of it has to do with finding talent to fill the position. Sekis advised the committee that the senior center coordinator is retiring at the end of 2024, and that he's looking to increase the salary of the next coordinator to $48,000. This is around the going rate for the position according to other cities in our area. Jaworski wanted clarification on the $36,000 in the labor line item at the Green Ridge Golf Course for the first 3 months of the year. Recreation Director Stopp stated that it's mostly for the cleanup of the course in March. Gerhardstein questioned the $50,000 in the capital improvements line item for the Green Ridge Golf Course. Sekis told the committee that he is pursuing putting a golf simulator in the upstairs of the clubhouse. Koski asked if the building was structurally capable of holding people and equipment as it is an old building. Building Commissioner Sack and Kropchak both are confident that there would be no issues. Gerhardstein stated that the upstairs of the Green Ridge is probably not the best place as it is not ADA compliant. Councilwoman Sloto asked Gerhardstein where else could be put in a simulator. Gerhardstein suggested the senior center. Sloto proposed putting it on the first floor of the clubhouse and move the other items upstairs. Gerhardstein recommends that the $50,000 be removed from the temporary budget, and this can be discussed in depth in the 2025 full year budget. The committee had no objection to removing the $50,000 from the line item. Jaworski inquired if the Green Ridge Golf Course will be paid off at the end of 2025. Hunter said it would. Council President Levant asked about the Euclid sewer plant line item. The proposed amount is $787,500, and we are expecting an increase from Euclid again this year. He asked if we are comfortable with the amount for the first 3 months of the year. Both Hunter and Strauser stated that we could use more for a buffer. Levant suggested we add the $50,000 we removed from the Green Ridge capital and put it in this line item. The committee had no objection to that. Jaworski wanted confirmation that council will be providing suggestions and information on the road projects for 2025 soon so that we can go out to bid early as we did in 2024. Strauser stated that Engineer Formica will have the recommended roads and estimated dollar amounts in the next couple of months. Hunter also stated that all administrators will have their capital requests into the mayor in November to be able to present them to council at the beginning of 2025. The committee recommends the council that it approve the proposed 2025 temporary budget as it was presented with only 2 modifications. Removing $50,000 from the capital projects of the Green Ridge Golf Course and adding that $50,000 to the Euclid sewer plant line item. This item is reported out of committee. Meeting adjourned at 7:39. Respectfully submitted. Any commission reports? Seeing no old or new business, we'll move on to ordinances.
Ordinance, number 2024-50. This is the second reading. An ordinance amending Chapter 748 entitled Medical Marijuana Licensure of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio. Ordinance number 2024-52. An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio to enter into a participation agreement with the Lake County Board of Commissioners for the provision of comprehensive health care plan for certain employees of the city and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Moved by Councilwoman Sloto, seconded by Councilman Ballard, to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2024-52 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Ballard.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski. Yes. Levon.
Yes.
Saloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Sloto, seconded by Councilman Ballard, to adopt ordinance 2024-52 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Ballard.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski. Yes. Levon.
Yes.
Saloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
Ordinance number 2024-53, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Wickliffe, Ohio to enter into a contract with Reliance Standard Life Insurance Company for the provision of life insurance coverage for certain employees of the city and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Sloto, seconded by Councilman Ballard, to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2024-53 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Ballard.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Saloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Sloto, seconded by Councilman Ballard, to adopt ordinance 2024-53 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Ballard.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Saloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
Ordinance number 2024-54, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Wickliffe, Ohio to enter into a contract with Delta Vision for the provision of vision care benefits for certain employees of the city and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Saloto, seconded by Councilman Ballard, to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2024-54 on third and final reading. Discussion? Councilman Jaworski.
Just have a question about the dates in section 1. It says January 1, 2023, which is already passed, through January 1, 2027. Is that correct?
It is correct. The original contract was January 1, 2023 through January 1, 2027. And the ordinance that was submitted to council previously was incorrect. So we're fixing that now.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on the suspension? Sandy, please call the roll.
Ballard.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Saloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Sloto, seconded by Councilman Ballard, to adopt ordinance 2024-54 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Ballard.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Soloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
Ordinance number 2024-55, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Wickliffe, Ohio to enter into a contract with Delta Dental for provision of dental benefits coverage for certain employees of the city and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Sloto, seconded by Councilwoman Bala, to suspend the rules of council and place ordinance 2024-55 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Soloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Sloto, seconded by Councilman Bala, to adopt ordinance 2024-55 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Soloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes. Resolutions?
Excuse me. Resolution number 2024-13. This is the third reading. A resolution requesting the Lake County, Ohio auditor to make advance payments of taxes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Thielman, seconded by Councilman Hartstein, to adopt resolution 2024-13 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Soloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Other legislation? Miscellaneous, Councilman Jaworski.
I would like to call for an improvement committee meeting at 7 o'clock on November 18th to discuss the 2025 road improvement program.
We'll add that to the November 18th agenda. Any other miscellaneous? Entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Hartstein, seconded by Councilman Thielman, to adjourn the meeting. Discussions? Sandy, please call the roll.
Bella.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yes.
no. Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski. Yes. Levon.
Yes.
Soloto.
Yes.
Seelman.
Yes.